Good afternoon. I am Regina B. Date with a Plate, and I am getting on here early, very early today for my live. I am going live every single day for the rest of the year, and today I am on here early because yesterday I was on extremely late. So, yeah, I want to get on here so I can get the rest of my afternoon going. It is a very beautiful day in Ohio, and we don't have very many of those, so I may go ahead and try to do something else. I just came back from a play with my husband, and we went to go see Legally Blonde. We had some tickets for another play. If you ever see the play that goes wrong, I actually did a live right after that play. That was one of the best plays I've seen. And so if you ever get a chance to go see that, please go see that. But we did go see Legally Blonde because it came with like two tickets. So today we saw that. It was a good play as well. If you like, it was a lot of singing. A lot of singing. It almost reminded me of like High School Musical, where they are singing and dancing it, and the girls are every girl. Their voice is high pitched. Very the blonde, and I darn it, I don't know if I left the thing, but the lady who was the lead, Ella May, she can sing, and it's very high pitched and all that. And you can tell she sounds somewhat like someone who would sing with animated characters, but she has a great voice. So anyway, it was a very fun play, something different. It was at La Comedia. So if you're ever in Springboro, Ohio, and you hear about La Comedia, actually, absolutely go and do it. They have two shows, either morning, which is what they call the matinee, and they have a buffet. And today they had eggs, waffle sticks. They had their sweet potato souffle. They had some chicken. Usually I have yeah, they had chicken. This was a lemon lemon caper chicken, I think. I didn't really taste the lemon, but the gravy was delicious. The chicken was good. And they had fried okra. They had fried fish, which was delicious. They had au gratin potatoes, some vegetables that I didn't get, like a medley of vegetables. I think like some corn. I think the meat that was carved was ham. I wasn't even supposed to be talking about this, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all about it. They had biscuits and gravy, and it was some other stuff. But it was good. They had all assortments of breads. And then we did the morning show today, and then the dinner show we did before, and that's fried chicken, fried fish. They had all types of stuff. I can't even remember the stuff that they had, and the dinner was good. They have very hot plates that they have waiting for you, so your food is not gonna get cold going back to your table, because those plates are pretty hot. I'm trying to think of what else did they have. At the fried chicken was really good. They always have their signature sweet potato souffle, which is sweet potatoes kind of mashed. It's in a souffle, and they have dusted with pecans and uh, brown sugar. I'm trying to think of what else. They just a whole assortment of things. So you can look on their website. You can go. It's actually worth it. So I didn't get on here to talk about that, but it was a great date. So matter of fact, since we're talking about marriage on the menu, because yesterday I told you we were talking about marriage on the menu. The appetizer is being prepared, and then the entree is the relationship itself, then dessert, which is keeping everything spicy. And yesterday I told you guys about being on the same page as a person that you want to, if you're dating a person that's long term and you think it's going to be something, and you guys are talking about engagement and marriage and things like that, it's very important to be on the same page with that person. So yesterday we talked about a girl who was invited to church to with a guy. go back and look at that video. But today, you know what? I'm gonna change it up. I'm still gonna go ahead and talk about Marriage on the Menu because there was something interesting at the play today. There was a guy, and I don't know, he could just very much like Legally Blonde. Okay, he that might have been like his favorite movie, but I don't know. I got a sense that he was there because he is possibly single and he was looking to mingle. Okay. So it was a lot of people there, but my husband and I, we were on a row that it was just him and I at a table because the table seats 4 to 6, I believe. And some of the ones at the very beginning are 6 top. We had 4 top, but nobody sat at our table. If you don't have a whole crew, they can sit you with someone if it's crowded. But the last 2 times we went, the first time it was pretty crowded, but nobody sat at our table. And then this second time, nobody sat at our table. So we had a table to ourselves. And then our row had like another couple, 2 couples down at the further end. Well, we were pretty much next to this guy who was sitting by himself. And he was at a four, I believe he was at either 4 or 6 top. And just him. And you know, people go to places. I even being married, I go places by myself all the time because I don't mind. I don't mind a solo date. I actually pretty much enjoy them. I like being by myself, and I also give myself an opportunity when I'm by myself. I meet a lot of people because people are interested, and that's what singles should do. Go out by yourself because anytime I go out by myself, all there is never a time when well, I won't say it's never, if someone doesn't come up to me to try to figure out what am I doing, why am I by myself, I may say hey to somebody like, "Hey, how are you doing?" Or I might compliment someone, and then all of a sudden we get to talking, and that is a great way to meet someone. And I was actually going to talk about ways of meeting people, but I'm not going to be on here long, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all what was interesting about this guy, and then we are going to resume tomorrow about places you can actually meet people, because we're still talking about Marriage on the Menu. We're still talking about being prepared. So if we're being prepared, then we have to meet the people, right? We have to know the places where to go and meet them. So what was interesting about this guy is he was sitting all alone. And if he is not like, he seemed to enjoy it, but I don't know, y'all. I got that feeling that he was there because he's smart. He knew it was gonna be a lot of women in that crowd. And boy, oh boy, was it a lot of women. And I truly believe that a good portion of those women were single. Now, some of them, they looked like they were married. They were just out with their friends. Some of the women, they looked like they might have been, married or coupled up, but they didn't have their husbands with them. They may have had kids with them or their family members or something like that. But he was posted up. He looked nice. He had on this little button up dress shirt, nice slacks, nice little haircut and everything. And he was just sitting back, just kind of looking. And I got that feeling. I had told my husband, I was like, I think he here probably to meet somebody. And you know what? That is extremely smart. And that's the way we got to be thinking. If you want someone, and you're not afraid to go out by yourself and go to different venues and different plays or concerts and things like that to meet somebody, that was smart because it was tons of women there. Now, I ain't gonna say that he went on the right day because it was a Sunday morning, but it was still mad women there. The majority. My husband was like, if I could guess, it's like 10 to 1. 10 women to 1 man. That was a great idea. So whoever he is, and if he's single, props to him because he's been studying. He knows. And I hope he got him a date if that's what he came and was looking for. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was looking to just watch Legally Blonde, but that ain't the vibe that I got. So, but I'm just probably in his business. All right. I will be back tomorrow with some tips and tricks on not only preparing, but where we can find dates. And women, you want to tune in. So, all right, I am the real Gina B. Date with a plate. Only eat it if it's good.